game and the tip-off here. Why was that so important to you?
I just feel like I played into Toronto's hand. You know, they were doubling, trying to get the ball in my hands, and I wasn't really being aggressive. I was making the right plays, but in order for us to be who we want to be, you know, I have to be aggressive. And Coach made sure that he wanted me to come out aggressive tonight, and you know, I just try to come out with a mindset of being aggressive and while I'm aggressive, making the right plays.
Well, it worked. 23 of your points came in the first half, which means you have now had 20-point-plus first halves as a Laker. Last Laker to do that was Kobe Bryant in 2013. How does it feel to hear that?
It means a lot to be, you know, in a category with him. I just got chills. It's tough always just talking about him, but you know, to be in a category with him, man, it means a lot. And you know, I know he's looking down on us and cheering us on. You know, so we want to do it for him. And like I said, it's an honor to even be mentioned, you know, with his name.
Well, he set the standard for player success in that town. I know you're going to try to emulate that in the next few weeks. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks, Rachel.
Well, the Lakers have earned the 1 seed for the first time since their 09-10 title run and the 12th time overall, most by any team since LA has reached the NBA Finals 9 of the previous 11 times. This will be the 5th time in LeBron's career he's been the 1 seed in the postseason, leading his squad to the Larry O'Brien Trophy in 2 of those seasons, 2013 in Miami, 2016 in Cleveland. And if you're wondering how 1 seeds fare in the postseason, consider this. Of the 36 NBA champs since seeding began in 1984, 23 of them were 1 seeds and equate Z to 64%.
Philly, this is for you. Spurs, Sixers, Ben Simmons ready to go. The Sixers were in 6th entering the night in the East. Their talent seems to belie that. Oh, how about that thigh ball? I thought he was just a defensive player. Look at that pass and then the triple. Sixers up 11. Last seen giving up 53 points to TJ Warren. We won't mention that. 4th quarter, DeMar DeRozan, Derek White from downtown. The Spurs have made the playoffs, Kevin, 22 straight years. Right now on the outside looking in. So these are big-time games as the Spurs continue to sort of chop down the Sixers' lead. Brett Brown, as if there wasn't enough pressure on him already. It's a 2-point game, and now it's tied thanks to Rudy Gay. And then DeRozan blocks Embiid. Oh. Last seen going 41-21, back the other way. Now he's fouled by Ben Simmons, which is huge because Ben's a great defensive player. You kind of want him on the floor in crunch time. DeRozan goes to the line, hits them both. Spurs by 2. DeRozan will put them up by 4. I mentioned Embiid's 41-21 the last time out. The Sixers had 21 turnovers that killed them. Not there. Tobias Harris, hang on a second. What a game. 129-128. That free throw from White was missed, but he would make the second. So the Spurs are up 2. Shake Milton trying to mix up the lineup with Shake in there. Got it. Sixers go up 1 with 6.1 to go. Spurs with a chance. DeRozan finds Jakob Poeltl. No. Ball goes out of.
Clippers now up 6. Now it's an 8-point advantage when Kawhi comes off the screen. Clippers go 14-1 over a 4:55 period of the quarter. Lakers at the other end. Cross-court pass to AD from distance. He had 32 points for the first 3 quarters. Boom, give him another one. So let's go to the 4th. Lakers back up in front now by 2. LeBron going to drive. Everyone goes to him. Who's he find? Kyle Kuzma in the corner at 16 points, 4 threes off the bench. Next Lakers possession. LeBron, little help from Dwight Howard, knocks down a 3. Lakers bump their lead back up to 8. Not a great shooting night from LeBron, but more on him in a moment. Kawhi, little space over Danny Green. Give him 3 of those. He had 28 points. Clippers cut it to 6. And then Kawhi hung in the air, gets the ball back, and PG knocks it down. Back the other way. How will LeBron respond? Lakers up 1. Hard to get in front of him, hard to stay in front of him. 3-point advantage now. Paul George with Danny Green on his right side, didn't matter. Knocks it down. So now it's a tie game. 17 seconds to go. LeBron throws it up, thought he got fouled, balled in his own miss, and gave the Lakers a 2-point advantage. Look at this. Most go-ahead field goals in the final 20 seconds over the last 20 seasons. LeBron now has 20. Kobe and Melo lead the way with 27. So is it Kawhi? He gets stopped by LeBron. Then LeBron switches over to PG. Decent look. Thought he got fouled, but you're not going to get that call. especially the first game of the restart, like that's ever been written down. But I'm going to call it, Boots. You're not getting that the first game of the NBA restart.
I like it.
But again, good defense by LeBron. And look at the awareness. One of the smartest guys that's ever played basketball. Seeing what the shot clock, what the time clock was, being able to put pressure on George. And that is the shot. Lakers win it, 103-101. Yo, fellas, what was it like?
I love having the ball in my hands, late in the game. Tie game, being down, being up. We had a 3-point game with like 40 seconds to go. We got a great look for Danny. He missed it. Paul George came back and hit a three to tie the game. And for me, just try to be aggressive. I feel like I got some contact at the elbow, by Marcus Morris. They didn't call it, but like you was told when you was a kid, just to start playing basketball, if there's no whistle, you keep playing on. So I was able to follow my shot and put us up for good.
It felt like a real game to me. Two teams battling. Obviously, it's always a good game between us two teams, and the more and more that we used to this arena, the more easier it'll be. But I can't complain for the first game.
Well, here's a good barometer for the Lakers if they're going to win games. If AD goes for 30, pretty good chance. They've won 6 straight games where he scored 30 or more. By the way, on the season, this was his 20th 30-point game. A little earlier, we showed you this image right before the game started with LeBron taking a knee, but also putting a fist in the air, reminiscent of John Carlos and Tommy Smith at the 1968 Summer Olympics in Mexico City. A very poignant moment, to say the least. After the game, both LeBron and Doc Rivers said this.
It kind of just happened, but, if you've been looking at any of my, when I send out emojis or whatever the case may be on social media, I've been putting that out as well. Just having that commitment to the Black community, having my fist up in the air. I understand how unified I want, my community, not only in my hometown, but all over the world, to know how unified, I hope we are, and us to be heard, and then just giving thanks to the man above for giving me an opportunity to have this platform.
The hardest thing that happened to me in the game today was kneeling for 2 minutes, like my knee would hurt. And in the middle of it, I'm thinking, in 2 minutes, my knee is hurting. Yet there was a guy that had his knee on someone's neck for 8 minutes. Think about that. The national anthem took 2 minutes. There were guys that needed towels and things to get under their knees. And yet, someone kneeled on another human being's neck for 8 minutes. That's nuts when you think about it.
Rachel Nichols now joined us now with more from Orlando in the bubble. And Rachel, LeBron, his actions and his words, pretty impactful on Thursday. What did he say about it after the game?
Yeah, I mean, he was thanking Colin Kaepernick in some of his speech there, because he was saying that he really didn't realize back when Colin was kneeling at the beginning with the San Francisco 49ers, the full scope of what Colin was talking about. Remember, at that time, LeBron was asked, is he going to kneel? And he said no at the time, that he wasn't. And obviously his thinking has evolved on that, along with the rest of the NBA. He thanked Kaepernick for paving the way for all of them. And he said he hoped that he made that LeBron made Kaepernick proud tonight. I think it was very meaningful for a lot of these guys. Even a guy like Doc Rivers, you heard what he said about taking a knee, how it hurt, how it made him think about George Floyd. Doc also said that he got several texts before the game of people just saying, thank you. Thank you for playing. Thank you for the social justice statements. Thank you for being there and bringing everybody front and center together with these issues that are important to us. Doc said he had never gotten a thank you text before a game the entire time he's been playing or coaching basketball. This is different, and you could feel it in the arena tonight.
And what did it feel like, Rachel? No fans, and maybe had even a bigger impact. So maybe it was more intimate. What was it like?
Well, it was interesting. You can certainly hear all of them, right? And we knew that during the scrimmages, but the intensity was ramped up tonight. And so a lot of the trash talk was ramped up, or back and forth. LeBron calling for a foul at one point against Kawhi. Kawhi saying, no, all ball, all ball. You had guys sort of talking a little bit about the refs behind the refs' back, which normally the refs can't hear. But guys, tonight, they could hear them. So we got a few more whistles because of that. Anthony Davis said they got to start to be a little bit more careful bring it in. But most of these guys just lost themselves in playing basketball, which was such a sanctuary for them. And it was also meaningful to a couple of the players I talked to that even though there weren't fans in the stands, even though it wasn't the crazy crowds that they would usually be used to for a Lakers-Clippers game, they had a number of NBA All-Stars who came out and sat in the player section here. You had Carmelo Anthony, you had Chris Paul, you had Damian Lillard. LeBron said that that was really a sign of respect. It was meaningful. Dame Lillard told me he would normally just be watching League Pass, so this was kind of like League Pass Live. LeBron said he wants to make sure that he does the same. I think that that spirit of community among these guys, and we talked to LeBron a little bit about that after the game tonight, they all talk about being a brotherhood, and some of them, of course, are close friends off the court. But here they are, all together in one place, and they're here for something important. And you could feel that tonight, not just in the demonstration around the national anthem, but during the whole game, who was in the crowd, who was on the court, how they interacted. We're clearly here for a very special and unique time. Never been something like this before. We're going to see how it goes, but it had a very good start tonight.
Like the old AAU days for those fellas, both.